Out dethatching the front yard today, something new I haven't done before. I just got this new Dethatcher, so it's electric, so trying to figure out running the cords around, so I'm not running those over. But yeah, it's collecting a lot of the material, the dead material that's kind of clogging up my soil in the front yard, kind of making it to where the grass doesn't have healthy soil to grow. It's all covered up with old material that's just preventing it from getting sunlight, preventing it from having good soil exposure. It's not aerated very well. So just going through the process of running over the lawn with this, collecting a lot of new material for my compost bins. It's definitely pulling up a lot. I don't have the bag on there currently, but yeah, it's constantly emptying that bag. So I just wanted to film this a little bit, see if I have anything useful that I can put into a video. I don't know, having fun with it, something new, and I thought I would share my learning experience with trying to do dethatching. All right, so this is just a few passes along the driveway, and I've already filled up the wheelbarrow. So it's a pretty small bag, but just making it like half the length of running from up here down to the bin, and it fills up the bag. So there's a lot of material to remove just to try to get that soil a little bit healthier. So I've kind of got these dead patches where the grass isn't really growing. So I think it's just clearing out a lot of the old material, the thatch that's sitting on the surface. So it's working through that process, learning something new. All right, the wheelbarrow is full. Got to take that back to my compost bins. I don't think I can drive that and record a film, so I'll catch you when I get to the bins. All right, as you can see, I'm back here at my bins. This is the first load. Has already filled that one almost up to the top. So I guess next load is going in there, and yeah, by the time I finish the front yard, I'm gonna have to find another place to put it. Here we go, wheelbarrow cam. Sit back up and continue the time lapse. I'm liking this new toy. This is pretty nice. Oh, yeah, I got to set up that affiliate marketing. That'd be a nice one to have in there in the description. So yeah, hopefully by the time I get the video out, I will have that in the description. Woohoo! All right, I think I have everything all set up for the time lapse. If you see me bopping along in the yard while I'm doing this, it's because I went to a Mika concert last night and I'm listening to the music again while I'm doing this. All right, well, let's get back to the time lapse. is a good stopping point. Got to take that one back, figure out where to put that in the compost bins, and my wife just got home with some groceries that I need help take in. So I'm taking a little break. Be right back. All right, went ahead and took a lunch break, and now I'm ready to take this to the backyard. All right, we'll see how that goes. All right. All right, wheelbarrow cam. Wheelbarrow? Yeah. Oh, it's gonna fall. Ah. Ah. There we go. Kinda. All right. Ah. All right, wheelbarrow cam. Silly. All right, so yeah, this is gonna be piled up pretty high. All right, let's set up the tripod so my hands are free and give this a shot. See how much we end up with in there. All right, back to the compost bin. Time for the gloves. All right, let's add this on top. All right, ready for more. It's a lot of compost. All right, so I've had my lunch, got more compost back in the bins. Now with the dethatching, I have to go both directions. So I've already gone up and down. Now I need to go side to side. So time for another long time lapse of me going back and forth across the yard, filling up the wheelbarrow and adding that to the compost bins. All right, time for another time lapse. Okay, another quick update. Realizing starting at the end of the yard with electric cord, it's causing issues. I'm constantly having to move the cord out of the way. So I think what I'm gonna do is start at the top of the hill where the cord is plugged in and kind of work my way down. And also down at the end of the yard, I adjusted the depth of it and it was just basically getting dirt. It was down at surface level. Which down there's not a whole lot of grass. So I think I'm gonna do that same setting starting at the top of the yard and work my way down, and then that way I can go a little bit deeper on the side-to-side passes, and hopefully the dethatching will go a little bit better for me. Yeah, it's a work in progress, lessons learned. It's my first time really doing dethatching. So yeah, a lot to learn. This is kind of a cool process. I can definitely see the advantage of it because it is pulling up a lot. I mean, even right here, I can just, random spot, I can see more of the soil underneath it. There's not so much leaves and just dead stuff covering the ground. I'm gonna have to go behind this and fertilize, add some more seed in, and hopefully that will help with getting rid of the weeds and getting more actual grass in the yard. Trying to get the house ready for sale, maybe at the end of the year or in the next couple of years. So trying to get the front yard looking better, that road presence. All right, well, also I've got people walking by. I'm trying to minimize that when I'm recording actual footage. Time lapse is so fast, it's kind of blurred anyway. So just trying to be aware of the neighborhood when I'm in the front yard filming as opposed to the backyard where I'm kind of hidden by fence lines for the most part. All right, well, back to it. All right, wheelbarrow is full. Almost finished, get everything in one load here, but I'm gonna have to go dump this to finish up. Since I lowered it, I'm picking up a lot more dirt, so you can see all the dust flying as I'm going back and forth. And yeah, the bag's a lot heavier what I'm loading in here. While just patting it creates a dust cloud. All right, so time to get this back to the compost bins. Whew, fun day. All right, just for the fun of it, gonna have the camera going while I'm doing the wheelbarrow again. Yeah, I keep saying wheelbarrow, wheelbarrow. Oh, that's heavy. That's all dirt. Oh. All right. Whew, okay. Got the camera going, but wow, this is heavy. That's a whole lot more dirt. Dethatching, it's actually going under the surface a little bit. So it added a whole lot of dirt, soil, heavy earth. All right, I open the fence. Get that nice creaky fence noise. All right. Whew. All right. I can get some of this in the compost bins, but they are pretty full. I do have the other compost bin. Yeah, the one that I started with the dog poop and the pine needles and all that. Yeah, why not? I'm gonna go ahead and move it over there. Add it to that bin. All right. A little bit longer walk. Going around the garden. All right, so my new compost bin that I made out of pallets, just scrap lumber that I had, some old Target boards and just random stuff. You can see I've been pulling from this, kind of sifting through it, getting out all the big stuff and using that as some of my potting soil as I've done the bottle planters and other little projects. So I'm working my way through that one. So this is the one that I'm adding everything to right now. And it's got a little cover on there because dog poop on top. So I think I'm gonna add this there. That'll cover that, help that go through better. This one is kind of nasty, so I don't know how much I'm gonna mix this one up, but we'll see how it goes. But time to go ahead and load all this in there. All right, and the gloves. Always try to keep those handy gloves around for when you're doing the messier stuff. Yes, one thing I've noticed on some videos and watching different people is a lot of times they have one glove on and one hand free. I'm not quite sure the thinking there. It kind of makes sense. You know, you want one hand for the messy stuff and one where you can actually feel how moist the soil is and things like that. So there's some logic to it. I tend to either do both or none. Let's do this a little bit smarter so I'm not going around the handle so much. Yeah, you can see how much soil is in that, which is part of why I want to add it to this bin, because getting that extra soil in there should help with, you know, all the sticks and poop and all the stuff that's in there. I probably should mix it some, but we'll see how it goes, and then I can adjust as needed. And this is so fine already, because going through with that Dethatcher, it pulls some small pieces. So it's like it's already shredded. And as I was researching the thatching a little bit, I was noticing that, you know, some people just have the thatchers to where it just kind of spits it out in the yard, then they go over it with a lawnmower with a bag on it and collect it that way. So while this one has a bag, the one that I'm using, I'm noticing that if the bag gets full, it leaves a lot behind. Depending on how deep I'm going, it doesn't seem like it picks it all up. So I may go back over it a final time just with the lawnmower, get that last bit off the surface so it doesn't work its way back down. And I think I'm adding a big project for tomorrow of trying to fertilize and reseed the front lawn. And it's getting quite tall there. Yeah, now I'm really glad I made this extra compost bin. Yeah, it's really coming in handy. Both for the already completed compost and for the extra material that I don't have room for in my main compost bins. All right, done. Whew, having fun today. So many little projects. Looking over at my garden, I'm right next to my garden. It's just, the urge to go in there and start messing around with stuff. But I want to get the front yard settled right now, get that project completed, then I can go have fun in the garden again. Making lots of videos and trying to get those edited, so should be a lot of content coming out over time. It's going to be less of those shorts that are clips from previous videos. But yeah, it was a fun experiment doing all those clips and seeing hundreds of views. I think the most I got was around 700. The least was in the 200s. So I mean, a lot of views. But since they're shorts, they don't count for monetization the same way long form videos do. So it's a good experiment. Got a couple of extra subscribers there. So there's some some people watching shorts that will subscribe to your channel based on those. But I haven't seen like a huge rush of those. Maybe that'll change as my channel gets bigger. But yeah, still pretty small to get statistically accurate kind of data right now. All right, well, enough talking while I rest. Time to get back to the front yard and finish up the dethatching. All right, so I finished going up and down, back and forth. I've got the front yard done. And I looked over to the side. You can hear somebody's got a lawnmower going. They got a lawn service over there. And realized I didn't actually do the dethatching for the other side of the driveway. So I'm not done yet. I don't know if I'm gonna film that part, but I'm not done yet. And my dog's waiting to go for a walk. So I'm gonna try to be quick. Up and down a few times. I'm not as worried about the side over there, on this side of the driveway. But I'm gonna go ahead and get that done real quick and then take the dog for a walk. And I think I might do a walk and talk this time. That was fun before, so I'll take it with me and try it with a new mic, see how that goes. All right, I better get to it. Dog's waiting. Yeah, I'm not sure how well the camera will pick it up, but there's ground bees over here. They're not as active at the moment, which is surprising considering I just ran over it with the Dethatcher. So yeah, I just wanted to try to get a little video of the ground bees. Let's see. Look at the sandy area to see if there's any there. Yeah, they're not very active at the moment. I'll try to get a better video later. And there is the wheelbarrow full of all that dethatched yard waste. It's going to be compost, so I put it to good use. And I think it will fit in there, but it's probably going to stay in here until that goes down a little bit. I'll water that later since I don't think we're expecting rain for a little bit. Try to get that to compost down some, and then yeah, and I get to play in the garden. Woohoo! I'm so excited about getting into the garden later. It's looking good. Seeing lots of green, lots of stuff growing. Can't wait to try those strawberries. Probably another week or so and I'll have some good strawberries to eat. Still working on all these bottle planters. That's gonna be my project this evening. Probably gonna set up on the porch and just get all those ready. Finished getting all the way along here and over there by the trellises. It's gonna be bottle planters all the way around. Lots of extra space to experiment and try to grow new things. All right, well, I'm gonna cut it there and go get the dog, and yeah, it's time for Loki to go have a walk and talk. I'll probably do most of the talking. We'll see. He's pretty cute when he tries to talk. All right, yesterday I did the dethatching in the front yard. So today it's time to put the grass seed down. You can see the results there where you can see all the old dead stuff is removed, but now I've kind of got some soil that needs some grass on it. So the next step is I just went and got some new grass seed, and I'm about to spread that out into the yard. So yay, more time lapses of me going back and forth across the yard. But I'm gonna go ahead and put that down, and then need to water it, rake it, and do all the stuff. So I'm gonna follow the directions on the back, and we'll see how this goes. All right, so what I'm using is I have one of the Scott's Edge Guard broadcast spreaders. So I'm gonna apply the rapid grass into that. Got my filming equipment, got my tripod and my little solar power charger right there so I can keep my phone charged up. I need to do some raking, and I think I need this rake for after, just to kind of get it all completely, I'll get the seeds down in the soil a little bit so that the birds don't eat it all. And then I'm gonna use this other rake, use those tines to go ahead and like rough it up a little bit and make some space for all the seeds to go into the soil. Yeah, and then there's a little glimpse for my next project. Got the wildflower seed mix that's going out to the other one. As soon as I finish the yard, I've got the flower bed out there. I need to go ahead and get that prepped. All right, so time for me to get to work. I'm gonna go ahead and just go through the yard real quick, just go with the metal rake and go ahead and kind of rough up the surface and make sure I've got all the old dead material out of there so that I can plant the seed. And then I will get the spreader loaded and apply that, and then do another raking to get it into the soil, and then water it all in. And I think that's the process. We'll see how this goes. It's gonna be a nice experiment to see how well I can turn this front yard around and make it look pretty before we get ready to sell the house. All right, so just looking at the directions here, just to make sure I'm doing everything right. They have directions for new lawn and overseeding. I'm kind of in the middle because I'm overseeding, but there's some pretty bare spots out there. So I think I'm gonna lean more toward the new lawn for the center part, and then overseeding for the rest of the yard. And there should be enough in the bag that I can do the whole yard if I'm doing it correctly. All right, well, first step is I gotta prep it. So I need to get out there and start raking. All right, I disappeared off camera for a little bit because I was meeting my new next door neighbor. That was awesome. They were out playing ball and got a chance to meet them, and even got to tell them about my YouTube channel. So I might even have a new subscriber from my neighbor, which is good because I was telling him like I film in the backyard, and his backyard may show a little bit on the camera through the trees. So, all right, well, back to the yard.
Okay, I think that's most of the raking with the metal rake to try to get the ground prepped. Now it's time for the seed. So, let's see. Looks like it's closed and ready. Let's go ahead and pour some in. From previous times doing this, I have learned don't overfill it because you might accidentally dump it and then you got one big clump of fertilized grass and no seed left for the rest of the yard. So I'm just gonna put a little test amount in there. Looks really cool because it's seed mixed in with fertilizer. Looks really cool. So hopefully that will give it a rapid grass effect like it says it on the bag. So use the Scott spreader to apply. I'm gonna go more for a new lawn. I think, let's see, they don't have one that's exactly, but the broadcast spreader shows setting 15. So we will give that a shot for the areas that need it the most. And then for the overseeding areas, it has it as a setting 6. So pretty big difference between the grassed areas and the no grassed areas. So yeah, let's give it a shot and see how this goes. And I think I will just keep it on normal for the first pass just to see how it goes. All right, so we'll change this to a 15. And let's see, we got the on off over here. We'll set that to on, and we got a grip. And then we just walk and it does the work for us. Oh, I've got it set there, so there we go. Now it's only shooting out to the left, so I'm not going all over my sidewalk. All right, and then we will turn the guard off. And I will make, I'm gonna make a pass this way. Ah, yeah, sounds good. And here hitting the ground. So I want to make sure I get to the end of my yard here where there's not very much grass at all. Part of that is because it is pretty much always in shade. Give that little bounce, let all that go in there. And there we go. Time for a refill. So I did pretty good for the first pass. I think I'll bring it back up and now I can go up and down the yard. And you can kind of see it, so it's fairly easy to see where you've been for the most part. And let's hope you don't get to see me dump this out everywhere. Go about that much. Since I have it at the higher rate, I'm gonna focus on the areas that already got little birds in the yard just waiting for that seed. Look at them go. They're not even in the part that had the part that they're not even in the part that has seed yet. All right, here goes. All right, fly away, little birdies. Don't eat my seed. Need to grow some grass. All right, I think that's most of my up and down. I'm gonna go side to side and get this stretch right across the middle of my yard. Shake there, here we go. And yeah, that's the bulk of the no seed, or the no grass areas that need more seed. So now I can put it back on the low setting, and I can do the rest of the yard with a little bit of grass. Check. Okay. Now I want to just kind of go across some areas that have some grass, but could probably use a little touch up. All right, so I got a little bit left. Let's see. Let's do another pass right here. We will go with that. And the seeding is done. Whew. All right, empty bucket, well, empty spreader, and yeah, I got all the grass down, so now it's just water it, and well, no, I think it has me raking over it first. Let's double check the instructions here. Yep, rake. So yeah, another time lapse as I go back and forth across the yard with just a normal leaf rake, and just try to make sure the seed is under some soil so it has a better chance to start germinating. All right. Whew, long project. All right, the raking's done. I changed videos partway through, so you didn't get to see all of it, but you get the point. Now it's time for the watering. I'm just gonna spray with the hose at first, then I'm gonna set up a sprinkler with a timer for during the week. But for today, I'm gonna get out there and just spray it all down myself. All right, another fun time lapse. Here we go. All right. Whew, that was a lot of yard work today. Unfortunately, I went all weekend. Never actually got into the backyard to get any gardening done. Well, a lot of taking compost material back there from the front yard, but didn't make much progress with the garden, getting anything new planted. Still got all the bottle planters back on the deck. So while I was finishing up watering, I got a text from my sister that we might be on for a podcast this evening. So I'm going to wrap up this video. I think that's all I'm going to do. I already see the birds circling the yard, just waiting for their chance to eat the bird seed. But hopefully most of it gets germinated and actually turns into grass before the birds get it. Yeah, staring that one down. Anyway, so it's been a great day. It's been a great weekend. I've done a lot of projects, recorded a lot of footage for different topics. And so now it's just getting everything edited and get it uploaded to YouTube, get it optimized best I can, and hopefully I get some viewers and future subscribers from it. So it's going to continue working my channel, sharing what I'm learning, the projects I'm working, and just invite you to come along with me on this journey. Subscribe, turn on the notifications, leave me some comments, just let me know how I can improve the channel. Without that feedback, it's really me guessing, looking at the analytics, learning from other gurus for YouTube, trying to learn lessons to improve, but I can use your feedback. So I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. All right, I'm done. It's been a long day. Let me get set to go inside and get set up for a podcast. Haven't done one of those in over a month. Crazy day, crazy weekend. So many projects left undone, but you can only get so much done before you run out of time. So trying to make every day count. And I got all the bottle planters back there. When I was getting the grass seed, I also got some new plants for the backyard, so looking forward to showing those to you later. So yeah, stay tuned. There's more coming.